So, back out on the bike again today. Yeah, so I wanted to say at this point, basically thank you so much to everyone who has donated and everyone who's supporting Diabetes UK. The response is just so much more than I ever thought, really. And in particular, I've had an amazing email conversation with a family from Pittsburgh, Zach, Christy, and their amazing daughter, Sammy. Zach basically emailed to tell me about their daughter's story, Sammy, who was diagnosed back in February when she was just 15 months old with type 1. So she's exactly the same as Ellie, type 1 diabetic. And they've sent a photo of the three of them, which I'm hopefully going to insert into the video here. And she's just adorable, and you are all adorable. So thank you very much for sharing your story. And Sammy is just the perfect example of how even the smallest of us are so brave. So yeah, I'm gonna go out and do my ride today for Sammy. And I think as well, this evening I had an idea to chat to Ellie a bit and sit down with Ellie and basically pick Ellie's brains about what she would say to Sammy. So I better hurry up about it and stop chatting and get on with it again. So yeah, today I'm going to pick another route again, believe it or not. I'm just going to follow this cycle superhighway that's right outside my flat. So let's get on with it, because I want to get back and do this chat with Ellie for Sammy. Thank you all so much for everything that you've done so far, and I will keep going because of you all. So see you out on the ride. Bye! This is the biggest headwind I've come across so far. You really have to make an effort, you know? Well, this is scenic. But hey, I'm beating the commuters. Cycling is a better way of getting home from work. I got to the end of the cycle superhighway, and then because it wasn't quite 10 miles, it was like 7.5 miles, I thought, well, I want to do 20 miles, I'll go to 10 miles, so I'll carry on for a couple of miles. Also, just after the end of the cycle superhighway, I thought, yeah, I'll carry on a bit, and there was the hugest hill that I went down for like 2 or 3 minutes. So I've now got to cycle past up that. See you back home. This has been pretty scenic. Zooming along. Not quite as fast as them, but there's no wind. It's amazing. It's weird how it works like that there's wind going one way and not the other. I'm going to be home soon. Got through the barrier. Okay, I've started exercising now. The previous rides I've done, apart from the first one at Richmond Park, have kind of been like getting lost in urban nastiness. That was kind of like on roads and a nice cycle superhighway next to the motorway. You know, it wasn't cobbled streets or sand. The way back was awesome. The way there was horrible. It was so windy. I thought I might have had a flat tire at some point, and then I was like, oh, hang on a minute, it's the wind. But that was good kind of training for tempo and speed and keeping my cadence up, which Henry wants me to do. Now I'm going to go upstairs and have that chat with Ellie, and yeah, and hopefully send some cool bits and pieces and tips for Sammy. So yeah, see you upstairs. Okay, so got upstairs and found this one.
So I was kind of thinking about 10 things I would tell Sammy. 10 things I would tell Sammy, 10 things I would tell anybody recently diagnosed or, you know, kind of just getting to grips with diabetes. So, number 1. Growing up, there are going to be days when absolutely nothing is going how you are expecting it. You're trying your hardest, but your sugar levels are just not behaving, and that's okay. Laugh hysterically, shout at someone that you love, and that's just going to happen, and that's fine.
It does happen.
Number 2. Your mum and dad at some point are going to annoy the hell out of you. And are going to ask you tons and tons of questions. Have you done your blood sugar tests? Have you counted your carb? Have you taken your insulin? La 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 la. And you're going to go nuts with them. But ultimately, they are doing it because they care for you and they want you to learn the ropes so that one day you can do this all on your own. Easy peasy. And mum, if you're watching, that does not give you permission to start the endless questions again. No matter how much of an expert you think you are on diabetes, there'll always be times when it'll trip you up and you think you know absolutely nothing. And you have a complete freak out and think, what on earth am I doing?
That's where I come in.
That's all fine. What, you're going to appear? Help them out. Alright, Captain Diabetes. Number 4. There are going to be days when you get absolutely everything right and you're going to feel so awesome and you're going to think you've got this down. That's like golden. 5. There will be a time when you're very, very hypo and someone will think that you're drunk.
I don't think anyone's going to be thinking that a 20-month-old kid is
It's just growing up.
hit the whiskey. Just got a way to go towards just 21.
Well, just preparing for the future. Number 6. Sometimes when you have a high blood sugar, you will just feel uncontrollable rage and probably take it out on the people around you. 7. Diabetes will help you find the most genuine and awesome friends and partners. Because the people who stop to understand and properly learn about diabetes are the people that you want to keep in your life.
Aww.
Smoochy, but true. Number 8. Anybody who lives with diabetes is in effect being asked to be superhuman. You're being asked to behave like an organ would behave in your body. Just by living with it, you will be doing a fantastic job. 9. Don't ignore it. Simple as that. Self-explanatory. Just don't ignore it. You can't ignore it. You'll be very ill. And number 10. Most importantly, having diabetes will never stop you doing anything.
Yeah! Sorry.
Anyway, so that's a couple of thoughts of what I would say to Sammy if I ever met her. And anyone else who's kind of recently been diagnosed.
Well, thank you very much.
Can I also request, I'm only 23, so I've not had diabetes as long as some people.
True.
If anybody else has any kind of things that they would say to Sammy, please put them below. Because
yeah, let us know either on Twitter or in the comments below, and I can shout them out on the bike. I can shout out new tips for Sammy each week or each day, and if anyone's got anything that they'd like to say to her or say to anyone in the diabetic community, and just share, I guess. I will see you in the next few days. And thank you very much, Ellie, for all of that.